Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Center for the Arts at the University at Buffalo. At this time, we ask you to please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Please note the nearest emergency exit, keeping in mind the nearest exit may be behind you. In the event of an emergency, please listen to directions via this public address system. And now please stand, keeping the aisles clear, and welcome Williamsville North High School's graduating class of 2018.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join us for the pledge to the flag and the playing of our national anthem, which will be performed by the Wind Ensemble under the direction of Mr. Michael Vertovsky. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce the Salutatorian of the class of 2018, Supriya Pandit.
Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Martzloff, Mr. Colicchio, Mr. Lembeck, Mr. Swatland, Mr. Thomas, teachers, parents, invited guests, and fellow graduates of the class of 2018, welcome to Williamsville North's commencement ceremony. Congratulations! We are all here to celebrate a significant milestone, our graduation. We come from different places with different struggles and different stories. Despite our individual experiences, today we are here together to share this moment before our paths deviate. While I won't miss the never-ending stream of fire drills, seemingly unnecessary necessity for hall passes, and of course, the daily routine of begging to use the bathroom, I will miss all of the wonderful people I have encountered at Williamsville North. Each one, whether or not he or she was an actual teacher, has been a teacher to me. We all have teachers everywhere in our lives, not just the ones we see in the halls. Patience originates from annoyance, forgiveness from calamity, and courage from fear. From my friends, I learned that there is just as much fulfillment in our deep and meaningful conversations as there is in our dramatic and shallow episodes. True friendship is when we can celebrate each other's successes without fearing that something has been taken away from our own. From my fellow classmates who smiled across the hall, held doors open, returned lost supplies, and just listened, I learned that the little acts of kindness do matter, and that sometimes they have a more profound influence on us than those that are recognized. Most importantly, I learned from my teachers and administration that learning does not end in the classroom. As Mark Twain once said, I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. While notes and books and tests carry some meaning, they are not as significant as our character. Rules exist, but there are always exceptions. Our curiosities can extend to every corner of our worlds if we let them. Whether you're attending college, entering the workforce or the military, or simply exploring on your own, keep questioning and keep seeking answers because you will never stop learning. Perhaps equally importantly, you will never stop teaching. Choose wisely what lesson you decide to impart to others. As young adults, you are the role models for the next generation. The cycle of learning is ongoing and everlasting, so be proud of what you teach and be proud of your accomplishments thus far. This is only the beginning. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Vice President of the Class of 2018 and President of Williamsville North's Student Council, Emma Stedman.
To introduce our distinguished guests and officers on stage, it is my pleasure to present Arun Chaudhary, Secretary of the Class of 2018.
It is my honor to introduce the people seated before you on stage. From the left, Williamsville Board of Education Parliamentarian, Mrs. Mary Beeger. Williamsville Board of Education President, Mr. Sean P. LeMay. Williamsville Board of Education Member, Dr. Susan D. McClary. Superintendent of Williamsville Central School District, Dr. Scott Martzloff. Williamsville North High School Building Administrators, Assistant Principals, Mr. Brian Swatland, Mr. Jason Lembeck, and Mr. Andre Thomas. Class of 2018 Advisors, Mrs. Lillian Barnes and Ms. Christina Davidson. Valedictorian of the Class of 2018, Michael Wall. Salutatorian of the Class of 2018, Supriya Pandit. Officers of the Class of 2018, President Luke Thompson, Historian Maya Palmer, Historian Kelsey Stone, Treasurer Colin Begley, Student Council President and Vice President of the Class of 2018, Emma Stedman, and Principal of Williamsville North High School, Mr. Gary Colicchio.
Mrs. Mary Beeger was elected to the Williamsville Board of Education in 2016 and is currently serving as the board parliamentarian. Mrs. Beeger holds a bachelor's degree in elementary education as well as a master's degree in music education. She is currently serving as an instructional specialist for the Kenton School District after serving there as an elementary education teacher from 2000 through 2016. She has also been serving at Roly-Polies as a music teacher since 2006. Mrs. Beeger has 3 children, one who is in 8th grade at Heim Middle, one in 3rd grade at Heim Elementary, and a 3-year-old. In addition to spending time with her family, Mrs. Beeger enjoys reading, camping, hiking, playing the piano, watching her older boys play hockey and basketball, working with kids, and advocating for public education. It is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Mary Beeger, Williamsville Board of Education Parliamentarian, for her remarks to the class.
Thank you for such a nice introduction. Hello, class of 2018. My name is Mary Beeger. I'm a member of the Williamsville Board of Education. And on behalf of the members of our board, congratulations to all you fine Williamsville North graduates. Today's celebration is a day to reflect on all your many accomplishments that led you to this moment, sitting here in your cap and gown. And isn't that what life is really about? A collection of moments that tell your story, those moments that pave your path. Dr. Seuss offered us these wise words: sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Think about all the moments, now memories, that have shaped you and made you the person that you are today. I'm willing to bet that there are people in this room, parents, grandparents, siblings, teachers, friends, people that were with you during these moments in your life. I'm willing to bet that someone in this room helped you learn to ride a bike with 2 wheels for the first time. They were there to comfort you with hugs and Band-Aids for your scraped knees, and they cheered you on as you were able to get on that bike and ride by yourself. I'm guessing there's people in this room that you played tag with on the playground, friends that shared adventures with you in your neighborhood and beyond as you started to grow more older and more independent. Someone in this room dropped you off at a practice or picked you up from a rehearsal. Perhaps someone in this room helped you to learn how to drive and then passed those car keys on to you. I bet there's someone in this room who challenged your thinking when the schoolwork was getting too hard, but that someone was there to support you and push you and realize that you were capable of success. It's likely that someone in this room was there for you during a really tough time in your life, someone who made it better just by listening and telling you things were going to be okay. So take a minute right now and reflect on these moments that make up your story. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Graduating class of 2018, if I can offer any advice to you, it would be to take the time to appreciate and value all these moments, cherish these memories as you go out into the world. And for all the someones out there, all those that supported you and contributed to your success and helped shape who you are today, take some time to thank these people. Let them know that they're important to you. Tell them the memories you have with them and the impact that they've had on your life. But remember this, you are that someone to another person in this room too. You have had an impact on others in so many ways. Each of you has a different story, but you are all equally powerful in how you can impact others. So now you're ready for the next chapter. You've gone through the motions, passed the test, you're ready to come up and receive your diploma, so it's time to celebrate these accomplishments. Whatever path you choose from here, whatever career you choose, whether you stay in Western New York or decide to travel to a new town, always remember those that have had a positive impact on you. And think about how you can do the same for others. Even just offering a smile at someone, saying hello or goodbye can make a huge difference. Enjoy this moment, cherish the memories, be good to each other, be good to yourself, and congratulations, class of 2018.
Dr. Scott G. Martzloff began his tenure as Superintendent of Schools for the Williamsville Central School District on August 1st, 2011. Prior to his appointment in Williamsville, the Rochester native was the superintendent of the Byron Bergen Central School District, a rural district in Genesee County, for 2 years. Dr. Martzloff also worked 8 years for the Rochester City School District, a large urban district with over 32,000 students, where he was an administrator for operations and served as a high school assistant principal. He began his career as a special education teacher in the Rush Henrietta Central School District, located in suburban Rochester, where he also served as an assistant principal. Dr. Martzloff received his bachelor's degree in biology from the College of the Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. He earned his master's degree in educational administration from the State University of New York at Brockport and received a doctorate in education from the University of Rochester. He also holds permanent certification as a school district administrator in New York State and is certified in special education K-12. Dr. Martzloff and his wife Kim have 3 children, 2 who are attending Mill Middle and 1 who attends South High School. Dr. Martzloff is very dedicated to the education of the Williamsville students. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Scott G. Martzloff, Superintendent of Schools, who will bring greetings to our class on behalf of the district administration.
As your school superintendent, I am truly honored to share this special day with you and your families. High school graduation is one of the most meaningful milestones in anyone's life, and it's what we, as educators, devote our careers to, getting students ready for today and all it represents. But we all know that you did not get to this point on your own. I want to begin by acknowledging your parents, grandparents, siblings, your teachers, your friends and neighbors, everyone who has loved, supported, inspired, and cheered you along the way. Today is a day of celebration and great pride for them as well. Class of 2018, Let's give them a round of applause for all of their support. "93% of you will be attending various 2-year and 4-year colleges, and the list of colleges you will be attending is impressive. As a public school district where we welcome and educate every child that passes through our doors, Williamsville produces graduation results that rival those of private schools without the burden of tuition and without turning any students away. Some of you will be joining the workforce or will be making immediate contributions to our community, while others will be heading off to the military and proudly serving our country. As a community, we take great pride in the achievement of every graduate receiving a diploma today. Every one of you has the capability to do some truly spectacular things. As you prepare to walk the stage, I would like to take a few minutes to lend my voice to the chorus of people giving you advice about your future. I promise to keep it short. It is the young people who must take the lead. Thus, you and your young compatriots everywhere have had thrust upon you a greater burden of responsibility than any generation that has ever lived. Robert F. Kennedy said those words more than 50 years ago when speaking at the University of Cape Town, South Africa, during the throes of apartheid. Senator Kennedy went on to say, "Each time a man stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a teeny ripple of hope. And crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance." Kennedy's Ripple of Hope speech proclaims a message that is as important and relevant today as it was in 1966. As you leave Williamsville north to pursue your dreams, I want to urge each of you to build a better way forward for us all. Find ways to give back and look at how you can contribute positively to the lives of others. Don't be silent in the presence of injustice or hatred or abuse. Stay true to who you are and follow your moral compass. Your parents, your teachers, your coaches, and for many, your faith have nurtured over the years. You leave North High School today well prepared to make a positive difference in the world. Trust that inner voice and know that you have the power to enact change not only in your own life, but in the lives of others. Apple CEO Tim Cook spoke at the Duke University commencement last month and told the class of 2018 that no generation has ever had more power than yours, and no generation has had a chance to change things faster than yours can. He urged graduates to take that power and use it for good. I want to echo that call to action today. Many of you have already found your voice, advocating for others less fortunate or less able, and challenging the status quo. You have collected food for the poor, raised money for cancer research, and held fundraisers to help build schools in South Sudan. The unimaginable headlines and images out of Florida and Texas this past year have left an indelible mark on your senior year. I am so proud of all the young people here in Williamsville who are helping drive the national conversation around school safety and forcing politicians and pundits to heed your voices. You are a critical part of the solution, and I have no doubt that your civic engagement, your advocacy, and your courage to speak up will lead to positive change. Parkland High School students Sawyer Garrity and Andrea Pena spent an hour and a half hiding in a hot, cramped closet with other students as gunshots rang out nearby. In the aftermath of the massacre, in the midst of their sorrow and anguish over the 17 people who lost their lives, they wrote a song called Shine to inspire people who lost, called Shine to inspire hope and unity. The lyrics say, in part, "We are putting up a fight. You may have brought the dark, but together we will shine a light. We will be something special. We're going to shine. We're going to stand tall, going to raise up our voices so we never ever fall." Get together, organize, speak up, and as Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Now, while the opportunities ahead of you are abundant, the challenges at times will be daunting. We are all vulnerable at some point, and reaching out can be scary. Knowing when to ask for help is a sign of courage and strength. It takes a strong person to be self-aware of his or her own limitations. Seeking help demonstrates that you are taking ownership of the situation and are committed to finding a path to success. Always remember that no matter where you go or how far you travel, we will always be here for you. We stand behind you 100%, and you will always be a part of the Spartan family. Williamsville has given you a strong foundation, and as you venture forward, do so with confidence in what you have learned, in the experiences that you have had, and in the lifelong bonds you have formed. The power lies within each of you to create a teeny ripple of hope, and together you have the power to build a current strong enough to change our world for the better. I don't know what your future holds, but I believe we are in good hands. Embrace the journey, pursue your dreams, and venture proudly as a Williamsville North High School graduate. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Dr. Martzloff. Good afternoon and welcome to Williamsville North's 50th Annual Commencement Ceremony in honor of the class of 2018. Before we move on, I have a few procedural matters to take care of. Our graduating class is divided into 3 diploma groups. At some point during the ceremony, each diploma group will be sitting on stage. We will stop at 3 points during the ceremony to allow our student photographer, Samantha Woods, to take a picture of each diploma group. I ask that you wait until Samantha has had the opportunity to take 3 pictures before you begin to take your pictures. Samantha will then let me know when she has taken her shots, and I will give you the okay to begin yours. I would like to thank Samantha in advance for assisting us. To keep our ceremony under 2.5 hours, Miss Lily Barnes and Miss Chrissy Davison, senior class co-advisors, will be reading the graduates' names rather quickly. If you yell out after your family member's name or use an artificial noisemaker, it could cause another family to miss the name of their son or daughter. Finally, at the conclusion of the ceremony, please remain seated until all the graduates have left the auditorium. Thank you in advance for your help in making this ceremony one of the best in New York. Maybe I'm a little prejudiced, but I think that it's because we have the best kids in Western New York. I would now like to ask our student photographer to take her photos, and please refrain from taking your photos until she is done.
Now to present the Eugene F. Colas Memorial Scholarship, Ms. Carol Conchagulian.
Congratulations, graduates. It is my pleasure to be here today, not only to celebrate your graduation, but also to represent the Williamsville Teachers Association. Eugene F. Colas was a past president of the WTA. He was well respected by his peers and, more importantly, by his students. He was driven to make a difference in the lives of others. It is often said that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Therefore, the WTA established a scholarship to be given to a graduating senior who not only exemplifies the characteristics of Mr. Colas, but is also pursuing a degree in education. Applicants are rated on their scholastic achievement, contribution to the school community, and participation in extracurricular activities. in addition to their written response to the question, why do I want to become a teacher? I am privileged to present this award to Mr. Daniel Saturnino.
Now to present the scholarship in memory of former North High School Principal Samuel H. Gang, please welcome Mr. Gary Clicchio.
Thank you, Emma. Today it is my privilege to present two sets of scholarships in memory of Mr. Samuel H. Gang, the Samuel H. Gang Memorial Award and the Sam Gang Spirit Award. Mr. Gang was principal of North High School from 1970 to 1994. He was a leader who empowered both students and teachers alike to reach their respective academic, social, and professional potential. It was this philosophy that would become the foundation of North's reputation for excellence. The Gang Foundation, which perpetuates Mr. Gang's desire to continue recognizing North students who possess a passion to make a difference in life, would like to recognize the following seniors by awarding them with scholarships, each in the amount of $2,000 a year for 2 years. Please join me on stage to accept your scholarship when I read your name, and I ask that you please hold your applause until all names are called. Elise Kolka, Sean Leach, Miriam Sadawi, and Emma Stedman. The Sam Gang Spirit Award was established by Mr. Gang to recognize two outstanding seniors who, in addition to maintaining good attendance and above-average grades, were active participants in extracurricular activities or community service work and possessed the qualities of dependability, reliability, and resilience. It is my pleasure to present a check in the amount of $500 each to this year's recipients, Colin Begley and Emma Stedman.
Now to present the Williamsville North PTSA Scholarship, PTSA Co-President Mrs. Tanya Abaya and PTSA Scholarship Chair Mrs. Holly Shepard.
Congratulations, class of 2018. We in the Parent-Teacher Student Association are pleased to announce the recipients of the Williamsville North PTSA scholarships. The student awardees demonstrated outstanding achievement in the following areas: community service, academic performance, individual initiative, leadership, or resiliency in the face of adversity. We had an impressive amount of amazing applicants. Mrs. Holly Shepard, our outgoing Vice President and Scholarship Chair, will announce the recipients.
First of all, I would like to thank all of the students who took the time to submit an application. It is my honor to announce the following recipients of the 2018 PTSA Scholarship in the amount of $500 each: Catherine Angiers, Autumn Balzerzak, Justin Bonetto, Eric Critella, Ryan Johnston, Elise Kulka, Supriya Pandit, Emma Stedman, Kelsey Stone, Thomas Stroth, Luke Thompson, and Sophia Wang.
And now to present the Williamsville PTSA Council Scholarships, Ms. Julie Algubani.
Good morning, graduates. I have the honor of presenting the Williamsville PTSA Council Scholarship Awards. The selection committee is made up of adult representatives from all three of the high schools. These awards, in the amount of $750 each, are given to 4 graduates from each of those 3 schools. The scholarships are made possible through the joint contributions of all 14 Williamsville School District PTA and PTSA units, and the proceeds from the PTSA Council Holiday Craft Show. The criteria for selection includes academic achievement, activities in and outside of school, service to the community, personal initiative, and the character, poise, and communication skills displayed during an interview. I would like to congratulate all the applicants for this award on their tremendous accomplishments during their high school years. The selection of the winners was extremely difficult. It is now my pleasure to announce the North High School recipients of this year's PTSA Council Scholarships. Colin Bagley, Supriya Pandit, Emma Stedman, and Sophia Wang. Thank you.
I would now like to recognize a very visible student at North who serves on several committees. It seems every time I look around, he's there with a good idea or helpful suggestion. Today, we recognize him as a 2-year representative of North's shared decision-making team. Arun Shahuri, would you please join me at the podium? The plaque has the Lamp of Learning medallion at the top and reads, "For dedicated service as a member of the Williamsville North Shared Decision-Making Team." Thank you for your dedicated service, Arun. And next, I would like to recognize Tanya Abaya and Jeannie Johnson, who have served as co-PTSA presidents for the past 2 years. As a small token of our appreciation, we would like to present them each with a bouquet of flowers for all of the work they have done on behalf of the students of Williamsville North. Your tenure has always been about the kids, and your contributions have definitely enhanced the North experience for us all. Now I would like also to recognize and thank the senior yearbook editors for creating an award-recognized yearbook under the direction of advisor Ms. Erin DeVitier and Ms. Caitlin Curcio. Would you two please stand up, Ms. Curcio and Ms. DeVitier? Year after year, the yearbook is wonderful, and these are the two people to thank for that. Will the following senior yearbook members please stand and be recognized for this year's yearbook? Dan Saturnino, Jessica Wilk, Husna Rahim, Zeba Yasin, thank you so much for all of your hard work throughout the whole year. Diploma Group 1, please stand and prepare to receive your diplomas.
Michael J. Wall. Supriya Prasad Pandit. Luke Richard Thompson. Maya V. Palmer. Kelsey L. Stone. Colin Patrick Begley. Arunab Shadhiri. Emma C. Stedman. Malik Abdus Sabar Jr. Afalarian Abiola. Anthony Michael Abraham. Max L. Abrams. Marina A. Edelizio. Umar F. Ahmed. Karar H. Al-Janahi. Ryan P. Allen. Sky Carolyn Allen. Dahlia A. Alphonse. Evan N. Andaloria. Jeremy T. Anderson. Samantha M. Angelina. Spencer Fu Ang. Catherine A. Angiers. Rachel S. Antonovsky. Dominic M. Askew. Madison C. Otten. Morgan V. Otten. Autumn Balsarac. Joseph L. Battaglia. Christopher G. Bachakis. Tia M. Bednarski. Julia Faye Bihar. Adam D. Benton. James A. Bessing. Edward V. Bianco. Matthew W. Belinsky. Abigail M. Bilson. Matthew R. Blatcher. Rabin K. Blasini. Nicholas J. Bloker. Justin S. Bonetto. Madison K. Bordenaro. Alexis J. Bauer. Colton L. Brown. Andrew P. Bruno. Corrine E. Burgett. Ashley M. Cato. Ailey M. Calder. Carrie-Ann M. Carnavali. Vincent M. Catanzaro. Trevor W. Cavalier. Emily Elizabeth Cerny. Deanna Grace Chan. Zachariah Aaron Chazen. Elizabeth A. Cohen. Samantha R. Colburn. Emery J. Comstock. Kaylee A. Conover. Alexandra Marie Contino. Mark A. Cook. Ryan Cooper. Eric J. Cretella. Lindsay M. Cutler. Emily M. Dagler. Nathan E. Damiani. Julia F. Delano. Ayan Diria. Samantha D. Diamond. Rachel C. Dimitrov. Juliana M. DiNardo. Joseph G. DiVincenzo. Megan E. Donor. Victoria R. Eggleston. Sarah Elizabeth Falavalita. Nicholas R. Farley. Marina M. Felice. Kelly L. Fay. Amanda E. Fermo. Blake L. Farrell. Sarah E. Fertitta. Miranda J. Fish. Ethan G. Fleming. Julia May Foley. Amy G. Francis. Dean P. Gallagher. Nicholas Giovanni Galuzzo. Leo Nash Gatenby Latham. Dalton Gatwood. Gabrielle N. Gagan Janecki. Rowan M. Ghazi. Joelle V. Giambra. Sarah A. Gian. Maria Gionis. Grace E. Glauber. Vincent I. Gonzalez. Patience L. Grant. Matthew J. Graziano. Andre A. Greaves. Griffin C. Green. Sarah A. Green. Samantha R. Green. Gabrielle J. Griffo. Monet E. Gugino. Samantha R. Hake.
I would now like to introduce Luke Thompson, President of the Class of 2018, for his remarks to the class.
Good morning, everyone. We are here today because we have all accomplished something worth celebrating. We have spent the last 13 years pursuing this moment of graduating from high school. Everyone talks about graduation being the beginning of our lives, but it is also the end of a long journey. I'll be honest, I was looking forward to being done and moving on past high school, so when I was asked to prepare remarks for today's ceremony, I thought, great, another assignment. And this wasn't one I could type into Google for a quick answer, but one that required a late night and a full cup of coffee. As one of 5 children, I have been to plenty of graduation ceremonies. For the most part, they were full of cliche quotes and anecdotes that don't cut it for me, and probably you either. There was a classic, "We have the rest of our lives," and the "Don't put all your eggs in one basket," and the "Best is yet to come." These quotes certainly have merit to them, but so often they lack the meaningfulness they were intended to have. There is no doubt that the past 13 years have been a journey. Classmates have come and gone, friendships were created, and memories were made. We succeeded and we failed. I think it's safe to say that school never failed to present obstacles in the midst of our achievements. But life's not about how many obstacles we face, but instead how we overcome these obstacles and what we learn from them. Like when we were faced with the obstacle of completing an assignment we knew nothing about, we learned how helpful Google truly is. As we remember our education, though, the positives do outweigh the negatives. For every day that seemed like it couldn't get worse, there were a few days that were filled with happiness and good memories with friends. Yet the biggest positive of them all is that we struggled together and celebrated together as one class. The Apostle Luke said, "Do to others as you would have them do to you." This is a guideline that is encouraged throughout the halls of North by administrators, teachers, counselors, and staff. And much of this is due to our principal, Mr. Colicchio. If you didn't already know, Mr. Colicchio is retiring after this year. I know graduation is typically all about the students and what they've done, where they've been, and where they'll go, but I'd like to take a minute to focus on Mr. Colicchio and express our gratitude as a class. So Mr. Colicchio, thank you for all that you've done for us as students. You truly made the last 4 years enjoyable. And movies portray the principal as a grumpy old guy enforcing nonsense rules on disobedient millennials. But you broke the mold. And we feel that you're part of the graduating class of 2018 as well. You really want the best for all of your students and genuinely care about our school as a community. As senior class president, I've had the chance to work with you closely over the past year. And I can say, along with many faculty, it's been an honor. We wish you the best in retirement. Now please join me in congratulating the class of 2018 and Mr. Colicchio on a job well done. Thank you.
How Many is a piece that was composed by music students from the Williamsville North class of 2008 and former North vocal director, Mrs. Marnie Salvatore. They wanted to create a song that sent off each graduating class with a heartfelt message. Miss Amber Carpy began the process by starting the lyrics to the piece. Her fellow music students completed the lyrics, and Mrs. Salvatore then composed the music and set the text in 4 parts for the choir to sing. It was a unique experience and a great collaboration. Now to perform the song, How Many, the senior members of Williamsville North Vocal Department under the direction of Mr. Aaron Young.
How many lessons left to be learned?
It is now my pleasure to present Emma Stedman, Student Council President, for her remarks to the class.
Hello, teachers, administrators, invited guests, friends, families, and of course, my fellow graduates. I think we all need to take a deep sigh of relief. We made it. Class of 2018, we finally made it. Despite whatever challenges you may have encountered over the last 4 years, whether it be failure or heartbreak or chronic fatigue, you made it. And for that, you should be proud. We all should. So wherever you go next year and all the years after, remember that you are worthy and you have the foundational education to overcome any obstacles that lie ahead of you. Each day, we hear stories of hate and fear and destruction in our world. But it doesn't have to be that way. As many of you know, I'm a pretty big Harry Potter fan, so I thought it was quite appropriate to include a quote from author J.K. Rowling. She once said, "We do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better." So although we may not be performing magic spells or producing Patronuses or flying on broomsticks, we do possess a different type of magic. We are the next generation that will have to lead this world, and we can do better. We must. I'm not saying that we all have to agree with each other on everything, since I think we all realize that's pretty much impossible. However, we can tap into that magic within us to agree to listen to each other. We can agree to allow someone to speak their mind before attacking their integrity to refute them. We can agree to accept that our diversity is what makes us powerful, that the different experiences and backgrounds, if we listen and work together, can be used to make informed, rational decisions. We can agree to listen to facts. We can agree to realize that we are not always right. We can agree to treat everyone, no matter their race, gender, national origin, sexual orientation, religion, disability, or economic status, with dignity and respect. We can agree to do our best to ensure the prosperity of all of humanity. And I want to have faith in our class that we will use our magic to do exactly that. Over the past 4 years, I have witnessed the capabilities of this class. The Williamsville North class of 2018 has challenged me to work harder in all aspects of life, whether it be in my academics, as a student leader, or just as a person. Thanks to our wonderful teachers, administrators, friends, and families, we have been raised with the principles necessary to accomplish extraordinary, quite possibly magical things. As I look out and behind me, I see future entrepreneurs, researchers, performers, teachers, competitors, builders, healers, protectors, leaders. So I challenge you to use your skills as a professional to imagine and work for better. I'm not going to promise you that if we work hard, we will all achieve all our dreams and more, but it is reasonable to say that if we do our best, we can make steps towards a better future for everyone. So, class of 2018, I look forward to seeing posts on Instagram of all the magical things you accomplish in the future. Congratulations, we did it.
I would now like to ask our student photographer to take our pictures of Diploma Group 2. Diploma Group 2, please stand and prepare to receive your diplomas.
Justin Anthony Hager. Kevin Halpern. Sierra Alyssa Hammer. Courtney C. Hannon. Allison M. Harris. John A. Hassler IV. Leah E. Hefter. Declan G. Enriques. Aiden H. Hilfstein. Luis Gabriel L. Honorio. Catherine A. Hudson. Chloe M. Harrell. Nicholas David Hudson. Kevin A. Highland. Brett A. Eisler. Anupama B. Iyer. Kendrick R. Jackson. Haley C. Jarris. Ryan C. Johnston. Joshua A. Jolton. Jack F. Judson. Rachel L. Juneau. Haley C. Carr. Alexandra D. Kelver. Daniel A. Kennedy. Alexa R. Kurtzy. Shaywan S. Kim. Allison J. Kingsley. Isabella D. Kissel. Ava V. Knapp. John T. Neipler. Casey H. Koenig. Justin Thomas Konotopsky. Nevada T. Kosis. Taylor R. Krawick. Davy Krishna. Abigail G. Kruger. Elise M. Kolka. Caitlin M. Cudis. Shaylin P. Cudis. Dakota R. Leitner. Tygun Lavry. Sean M. Leach. Matthew Thomas Lefebvre. Hannah R. Linsky. Karen C. Lopes. Matthew T. Loss. Devin P. Lowe. Samantha J. Luca. Colin J. Mack. James G. Macris. Riley A. Madden. Arafa Sahar Mahmoudi. Sarah F. Mahoney. Jamie K. Melkowski. Yasser Mandaudi. Emily J. Marin. Ronald J. Maitre. Noah A. Matson. Connor MacArthur. Lexi L. McCabe. Dylan R. McCarthy. Cameron P. McMahon. Casey Meyer. Benjamin J. Michalowski. Gianna Nicole Militello. Autumn E. Miller. Ethan D. Monkoban. Zachary M. Moser. Quinn F. Moyer. Riley L. Moyer. Alexandra N. Mucci. Gabriella S. Mutka. Mariah Rose Nablo. Reed A. Nagel. Hannah S. Nelson. Kimberly Nguyen. Taylor Paul Nigro. Ethan K. Nishiyama. Krishan J. Nolan. Menahil Noor. Nurzan G. Naberganoff. Tyler P. Oken. Abba S. Otsedu. David J. Palumbo. Joshua D. Paris. Abigail Lee Luja Pedersen. Madison E. Pelnat. Colin J. Peterson. Daniel D. Petrov. Aliana I. Pinolier. Kent D. Piscours. Mackenzie C. Pittman. Jacob Poley.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes. Very nice job. I would now like to ask our student photographer to take her pictures of the diploma group 3.
It is now my pleasure to present Michael Wall of the class of 2018 for his valedictory address.
Wow, that's a lot of people. First, let me share with you a little story from my childhood. So, a little bit of backstory. At first glance, the title suggests that I'm that smart guy that everyone loves to hate, but that's only like 75% correct. As for the remaining 25%, some of you may know that I also enjoy running in circles, otherwise known as joining the track team. What I'm willing very few of you remember, or even know, is that I also play hockey. Yes, please attempt to contain yourselves. I know it's exciting. So when I was a 7th grader at Casey Middle, I played just across the street, over that way, at the Pepsi Center, which has since been renamed the Northtown Center. And that was when an opportunity caught my attention. I discovered that the school's modified hockey team was having tryouts in the fall. But there was one small problem. I stunk. A lot. And if I was going to try out for the team, I'd need to prepare myself for the inevitable contempt to follow. The top players would probably turn me in knots and make me look like a pretzel, and they did. And some people would probably make fun of me for being bad, and they did. However, there was one little caveat. When all the tryouts were finally over, I made the team. So why did I decide to share this anecdote with you all? In one word, risk. Our brains are wonderful treasures of evolution. They make us the most intelligent creatures on Earth, and they're equipped with numerous tools to keep us alive against all odds. One of the features hard-baked into our skull is to avoid danger at all costs. This is called risk aversion, and it's a natural reaction to any stressful environment. Thousands of years ago, risk aversion was a critical asset, which kept us from jumping into volcanoes to keep a little warm, or running into the teeth of a lion because it looks cute. But in modern times, dangerous situations are hardly ever life or death scenarios. Now that we have comparatively little to lose when taking risks, there are huge benefits to taking them that our Stone Age brains frequently overlook. So when I tried out for that hockey team, I took a risk. I put my dignity on a line for the chance to join a talented team I honestly had no business making. At the time, I seriously pondered not trying and avoiding the potential scorn. I was scared, but in hindsight, I would do it again in a heartbeat. So what if I took a small blow to my pride? The potential payoff would be worth it. And here's another thing about risk-taking. Since nobody wants to stick out their neck either, simply trying becomes infinitely more valuable. If everyone that had an interest in the team tried out, I never would have made it. Recognizing and taking risks in our society is an incredibly valuable life skill. If you don't believe me, look to others. I'm sure most of us have heard the name Steve Jobs before. Many of us have his products in our pockets right now, such as this iPhone. And if I could just get some signal, I could show you that this is truly a piece of revolutionary technology. Jobs was no stranger to taking risks. In 1972, he dropped out of college in his freshman year. 4 years later, he had a crazy idea. His friend, Steve Wozniak, had just finished hand-making his very own personal computer, which at the time was completely unheard of. Jobs, seeing the commercial potential, sold his VW microbus, the only automobile he owned. With that money, they founded Apple, branded the computer the Apple I, and the rest is history. Jobs took an enormous leap of faith. He dropped out of college, sold his only means of transportation, and bet his life on a company with no guarantees of success. But here we are. He inherited nothing, but when he died in 2011, he had a net worth of over $10 billion, and his company is now the largest in the world. I leave you all today with this: take chances. Life doesn't go around handing out golden opportunities too often, so it's important to take the ones that you get and make them count. Apply to that 1 in a million scholarship. Ask out your crush. Just remember that risk aversion will keep most other people from doing the same, so the only way to truly lose is not to try. In the words of the great hockey player Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So when the time comes, take yours. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce our class historians, Maya Palmer and Kelsey Stone.
At this time, on behalf of our fellow officers, we would like to present our advisors, Mrs. Barnes and Mrs. Davidson, with a token of our appreciation for their guidance and dedication to our class. In appreciation and recognition for all that North has done, the class of 2018 will be donating funds to purchase a plaque to commemorate the 50th anniversary of our school. To introduce our retiree this year is Kelsey Stone.
It is my honor to recognize the career of our principal, Mr. Gary Colicchio, as he prepares to retire this summer. Mr. Colicchio attended SUNY Brockport, where he obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in Physical Education and graduated magna cum laude in 1994. He also received a Master of Science degree in Education and Athletic Administration in 2000 and Certificate of Advanced Study in 2002. Mr. Colicchio began his educational career as a physical education teacher for the Rochester City School District from 1994 through 1999. From 1999 through 2001, Mr. Colicchio held several positions with the Keshequa Central School District in Livingston County, including Dean of Students, Athletic Director, and Director of Physical Education. He received tenure with Keshequa and served as both middle school principal and director of physical education from 2001 to 2004. In August of 2004, Mr. Colicchio joined the Williamsville Central School District as assistant principal of North High School until 2015. Additionally, he acted as summer school high school principal for 5 of those years. Mr. Colicchio was appointed as principal of Williamsville North in August of 2015. During his time at North, Mr. Colicchio fostered great connections with colleagues, students, and families in the Williamsville North community. He continues to demonstrate the dedication and hard work ethic to successfully lead a large high school like North High School.
Mr. Colicchio is retiring on August 2nd, 2018, after 14 years of dedicated service to the Williamsville Central School District. Congratulations on your retirement, Mr. Colicchio. We will miss you.
I would like to thank the seniors for the 52,000 stickers that you decorated the school with. It's became known in the maintenance department as Stickergate. And thank you for ensuring that they will never forget my face. 14 years ago, I walked into North High School and I knew no one. I didn't know anyone in Buffalo. But now, after this time at North High School, there's no place that I can go in Williamsville where I don't know someone, which could be a good or bad thing. But it's been a great ride. It's been a great school. And I have nothing but great things to say and feel about each and every one of you. But today is your day. So this is nice, thanks. Diploma Group 3, please stand and prepare to receive your diplomas.
Stephen J. Pusatiri. Caitlin Quinn. Madeline G. Radel. Husna F. Rahim. Donovan L. Reed. Jordan M. Renzi. Emily N. Reynolds. Haley J. Ronaldo. Andrew J. Rizzo. Leonard S. Roginski. Ashley M. Romano. Veronica Rosa. Ethan P. Ross. Jacob A. Rule. Leander J. Rule. Charlotte R. Ryan. Mirabel Sakyan. Miriam T. Sadawi. Ryan C. Sakers. Brielle J. Santora. Brett J. Sardina. Daniel J. Saturnino. Vanessa J. Surratt. Alyssa Scuduto. Ryan Scavone. Victoria A. Schaefer. Sophie W. Shapiro. Eric Schatz. Jackson D. Schlurf. Joshua M. Schmidt. Hannah E. Schneiderman. Emily E. Schul. Amber L. Schuler. Brianna R. Cinta. Joelle M. Seiden. Emily K. Smith. Tristan Spoth. Christopher J. Stawarski. Alex C. Steinwachs. Olivia Alice Stout. Thomas J. Stroth. Jonathan S. Stippa. Claire Sullivan. Kelsey M. Sullivan. Sarah K. Swihart. Umair A. Syed. Madeline Shikowski. Louis Sukala. Lucas R. Terry. Zachary B. Thompson. Alina V. Tomashkov. Anthony Trigilio. Peter A. Trippi. Andrew P. Trofimovich. Leah Fukuda Treskanovsky. Angus Y. Chu. Cassidy L. Tucker. Jacob T. Tahalski. Nathan J. Tahalski. Joseph Turos. Joshua S. Underwood. Roberto E. Urso. Jillian R. Usen. Skylar Rose Vogel. Allison R. Volmer. Lindsay W. Wageman. Brianna E. Wagner. Catherine A. Walkowski. Melina E. Wallace. Ryan M. Wallace. Andrew E. Walsh. Caitlin E. Walsh. Cameron P. Walter. Sophia Wang. Wayne E. Warren. J.T. Waterman. Nathan Weber. Matthew R. Welch. Aaron E. Wendling. Elizabeth White. Aaron E. Walazinski. Jessica Grace Wilk. Robert J. Williams III. Cody G. Wilson. Alexander L. Woods. Matthew D. Woods. Zeba Yassin. Jonathan R. Young. Tyler R. Young. Brooke N. Zarcone. Derek Andrew Zeplowitz. Jennifer A. Zip.
It is my pleasure to introduce the principal of Williamsville North High School, Mr. Gary Colicchio.
For the last time. Well, here we are. The time is upon us. You are about to enter the most uncertain and thrilling period of your lives. The stories you're about to live are the ones you'll be telling your children, grandchildren, and possibly your therapists. Although this is not the first time I have addressed graduating seniors, the task of providing advice to a group of young people, and worse, the job of reassuring them about the future, does not get any easier with time or practice. Current events are no help as usual when it comes to encouraging optimism. I also suspect that commencement addresses are open invitations for speakers to pretend to know more than you do. For me, writing these remarks caused me to specifically reflect on how in the world I got to this point in my life where I could seriously be considered as a high school graduation speaker. The whole idea of this commencement speech is to offer you some thoughts on how you might live a good life out there in the so-called real world, which, by the way, I assure you is no more or less real than the one in which you found yourself so far. But here we are. Your families are extremely proud of you, and it would probably be an opportune time to ask them for some money. 27 years ago, Robert Fulghum published a simple book, a book that became a phenomenal #1 New York Times bestseller. That book was All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Now, we all know that statement's a bit limiting, but some of the ideas listed in the book were pretty good. Share everything, play fair, don't hit back, put things back where you found them, clean up your mess, don't take things that aren't yours, say you're sorry when you hurt somebody's feelings, wash your hands before you eat, flush, warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, stick together. Goldfish, hamsters, and white mice all die. So do we. Pretty basic stuff, but where the book left off is how it translates to high school. Everything you have done in high school ends today. But my book would be entitled, All You Really Need to Know You Learned in High School. The list of ideas from this book include the evolution of character, the psychology of peer pressure, the destructive power of rumors, the use and abuse of social media, finding strength in adversity, cultivating resilience, how to make the best decisions, finding personal growth in failures and setbacks, and living a life of integrity. Starting from the bottom of my list, in your experience, you have witnessed people bending the rules to gain an advantage. But if it costs an ounce of your integrity, it isn't worth it. There is something within us that responds deeply to those who level with us. No matter how educated, talented, or rich you are, the degree of integrity you project with people ultimately tells all. R.J. Palacio, author of the book Wonder, tells us, be more concerned with your character than your reputation. Your character is what you really are. Your reputation is merely what others think you are. It's been my experience that high-character people define the differences between ordinary and extraordinary. Some of the things I have noticed about these differences, because I tend to notice things like this, are ordinary people complain about problems and make excuses for why they aren't solving them. Extraordinary people find ways to solve problems and don't make excuses. Ordinary people make one mistake 5 times. Extraordinary people make 5 mistakes once. From each mistake, they learn how to avoid making it again. Ordinary people get upset at criticism and take it as a sign that they aren't competent. Extraordinary people either ignore criticism or use criticism as a secret ingredient to constantly improve themselves. Mindset. This is a big one. Ordinary people accept the status quo and see present-day limitations as set in stone and unable to be changed. I think that if I hear it is what it is one more time, I'll scream. Extraordinary people see limitations as a frontier to be explored, discovered, settled. Thomas Jefferson once said, if you want something you have never had, you must be willing to do something you have never done. I have also observed that it's very difficult to be extraordinary when you are surrounded by ordinary people. And lastly, extraordinary people realize that they can be extraordinary. I have come to know that success in life has nothing to do with the clothes you wear, the car you drive, or the house you live in. Success is and always will be about the content of your character, the quality of your ideas, and the kindness in your heart. Going down my list, you've heard over and over again to make good decisions. But what does that really mean? Life is a series of decisions, and they are a strange phenomenon because with every decision you make, the probability of attaining it and the cost and risk of not attaining it must be considered. Every decision you make will eliminate other possibilities. Every decision you make will have unintended consequences. Every decision you make will in some way affect decisions other people make. And every decision you make will be both right and wrong. It will depend on whether it was right for the moment, but wrong in the long term. Walt Disney once said, when your values are clear, your decisions are easy. It follows then that the right decision can only be made by you. I mentioned earlier finding personal growth in failures and setbacks. I hope that you realize by now that failure is not an end. Additionally, rejection is inevitable in a creative life. But through it, you gain experience you cannot get any other way. There is real value in the struggle. You cannot be afraid of failure because it sharpens you, challenges you, and makes you stronger. As strange as it seems, fear and avoidance of failure can deprive you of the opportunity to be your best possible self. Never stop following your fear. The all you really need to know you learned in high school list also includes to win with tact and lose without throwing a fit, to organize your time and efforts because being unprepared is a very bad thing. I have never witnessed a spontaneous recovery from incompetence. Being a success is not as important as being valued. At North, you learn the power of confidence and the consequence of apathy. You've learned that there can never be enough love in the world because there is so much hate. You learn to speak up when you have something to say and listen when you don't. You learn to have empathy for those in need because it's the right thing to do and they will never forget you for it. Strong people stand up for themselves, but the strongest people also stand up for others. To do a little more, because a little less is not good enough. You have learned that even though you hate to admit it, sometimes your parents are right. You learned that if someone else does everything for you, you won't learn how to do it yourself. You learned how good it feels to make another person smile and that the simplest things can be unforgettable. You learn that when someone tells you you can't do something or you're not good enough, you become driven to prove them wrong. You've learned that there's always more to learn. Enough about that right now. I'd like to tell you a few things about the class of 2018. There are 15 outstanding all-state high school band, jazz, orchestra, and chorus representatives from our department that includes 36% of our student population. An average of 15 to 20 schools out of approximately 750 high schools in New York State are recognized as Scholar Athlete Schools of Distinction each year. The challenging criteria for this recognition is that each of the 33 sport programs we offer must have 75% of each roster achieve at least a 90% grade point average. Through your efforts, North was awarded this distinction for the 2017-18 school year and for the 6th time since its inception. You have also led the way to league championships in boys golf, field hockey, football, and boys ice hockey. Your teams have gone on to win a Sectional 6 championship title in field hockey, while boys soccer, girls soccer, football, boys ice hockey, boys volleyball, girls ice hockey, and boys basketball all competed in Section 6 championship games. Led by our seniors, North athletes competed in state championship level events in track and field and wrestling. The boys ice hockey team donated over $1,200 to the New York State Crisis Services Foundation, which they raised through a teddy bear toss fundraiser. Under the direction of Ms. Preshoff, North volunteers, by far the largest group, participated in a day-long e-waste collection at an area mall that offloaded literally tons of electronic waste to be safely recycled rather than ending up in landfill as toxic garbage. Our seniors have been given back to the community by leading the way to donate $2,000 to Toys for Tots, $1,500 to Western New York Cystic Fibrosis from our rummage sale, and 3,265 food items from our holiday food drive to the Little Portions Friary and Williamsville Food Pantry. This class possesses silent leaders who work behind the scenes to organize, facilitate, and implement our Great North events where no one sees or recognizes these contributions, and we've recognized some of them finally today. We have also have those leaders who are not so silent. Those individuals bleed green and gold and put it out there because they love the roar of the crowd and the excitement of the moment, and those friends who support them even when the spotlight is off. This year was so special because you all made it so. You didn't wait for it to happen or for someone to tell you what to do. You seized the moment, took a chance, bought a gong, and created an experience. That wasn't supposed to be here, it just showed up. So where do you go from here? Go where you are celebrated, not just tolerated. Go where you can make a difference. Go where your loyalty and hard work will be appreciated. Today we send you off into a world of uncertainty, inequality, distrust, and apathy. But that same world overflows with justice, kindness, sympathy, and love. It will be up to you to fan the flames of civility so that together we can find a way for our species to survive on this planet. We have experienced much pain from the tragedies that have recently taken place in our most treasured sanctuaries, our schools. But tragedy does not define us. It cannot, because we live with hope, community, and tolerance. We have learned to identify, intervene, and prevent. Hopefully, we have come to the conclusion that we are all part of this thing called the human condition. No doubt we have different skin colors, religious preferences, and political points of views, but at the end of the day, we still need to take care of one another. So if there's any real advice I can give you, it's this. High school is something you complete. Life is something you experience. Happiness is up to you. Love what you do. Get good at it. Find your life's purpose. Don't live a life of regret. And remember, bosses don't usually accept notes from your mother. This is one of the few periods in your life where you are not so measured by your achievement as you are by your potential. So don't let anyone talk you out of your dreams. Never settle for second best, and never hide your unique light under a barrel. And always remain aware that the next person you meet could change your life forever. The thing is, it's difficult to sometimes know who that person will be. It has been my honor to serve as your principal this year and to end my career with this great group of students. I have enjoyed watching you grow these past years and wish you every success. Albert Einstein said, "The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination." As been the case in recent years, your final homework assignment from North High School is to go home and use your imagination to begin to write the rest of your life story. Thank you. Thank you. In closing, I would like to thank the people who helped make this day possible. Dr. Martzloff, you're probably sick of hearing me say this, but thank you for the opportunity, and thanks for hiring the loose cannon that everybody told you would be could be problematic. It's been a great ride. Thank you for the opportunity. The administrative team of Mr. Jason Lembeck, Mr. Brian Swatland, and Mr. Andre Thomas. Would you please stand up, you three guys? These are the guys that run North High School. Let me see. I'd like to thank senior class advisors Miss Lillian Barnes and Miss Christine Davison and our junior ushers all the teachers who assisted with today's commencement ceremony. We couldn't do it without you. I also would like to thank Mr. Mike Conti, Mr. Michael Vertosky, Mr. Joe Buckle and the string quartet, Mr. Vertosky and the wind ensemble, Mr. Aaron Young, and the senior members of the vocal department for providing the wonderful music this afternoon. Finally, the families of today's graduates, especially those families whose affiliation with North High School draws to an end as only our youngest child graduates today. Your loyalty and support of our children and your school have been valued and appreciated. It has been a pleasure working in partnership with you. So, in keeping with traditions, we will now play North's alma mater for the final time, which was written by Michelle Poppleton, class of 1986. The words are included in your program.
This is the Spartan's hour, time for green and gold. With pride we give our victory cheer. We sing it loud, we sing it clear. For our alma mater, we have all come forth. We hold our hands high for Williamsville North.
All right. Will the class of 2018 please rise? Please move your tassels from the right to the left, signifying your graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the Williamsville North High School class of 2018. Graduates in the audience, please turn to your left and go out from this side.